Hey, what's going on? Big news for SnowRunner players because version 1.68 lands with Mercedes-Benz Trucks Dual Pack 1, and this one is bringing more than just a couple of shiny new rigs. So right away you can tell this patch is doing more than a quick tune-up. It is also worth pointing out that the new Mercedes-Benz pack is a standalone DLC, and the official description says it is not included in the Year 5 pass, so that is something players should know before jumping in. The developers also describe the Actros as the faster, more mobile option, while the Zetros is the stronger off-road machine with better ability to deal with rough terrain and heavier work, which already makes the pair feel like two different tools for two different jobs. Now, the part that really makes this update interesting is how many existing vehicles got attention alongside the new DLC. The KHAN LO4F gets a meaningful set of improvements, including an expanded trunk with parts add-on, adjusted roof consumables, fixed colliders, a tweaked center of mass, larger tires, and a suspension rework that adds crawler suspension plus rear door hinge fixes. That is the kind of list that tells you the truck is being pushed toward better stability and better trail behavior, not just cosmetic cleanup. The Ford F-750 AWBMG also gets a nice round of upgrades, with cargo and scout trailer hitch frame add-ons added, consumables added to the custom pickup bed, consumables recalculated across other add-ons, and reduced repair points in fuel on the utility mount add-on. In plain terms, that means the truck is being rebalanced so its equipment choices make more sense, and so it does not feel overloaded in one configuration while being undercooked in another. The Chevrolet Apache is getting the same kind of love in Scout form, with an expanded trunk with parts add-on, a Scout trailer hitch, and a fix for pickup bed consumables clipping through the floor, which is exactly the sort of thing that makes a vehicle feel cleaner and more finished once you actually load into the game. There is also a strong pass over the heavier workhorses, and this is where the update starts to feel like it is touching the whole garage. The Pacific P16 and P12 have their wheel mass adjusted, and their suspension is updated to match the new wheel weight, while the P512 gets an increased fuel amount. That may not sound dramatic at first glance, but for SnowRunner players, weight balance and fuel range can completely change how a truck behaves on long hauls, steep climbs, and muddy routes. On top of that, several other vehicles are getting fixes that address some very specific annoyances. The Earthroamer LTI had mud splash textures incorrectly appearing on the dashboard after driving through deep mud. The Thatcher T813 had a fuel tank damage issue when unfolding the foldable logging semi-trailer. The Voron G5352 had a rear winch stretch and shake problem after pulling, and the fire tank add-on had water amount duplication across trucks in storage. The heavy fuel tanker semi-trailer can now also be bought at the trailer store, which is a nice practical change for players who want more hauling options available without hunting around. These are the kinds of fixes that do not always get huge attention on their own, but together they clean up a lot of friction in actual gameplay. The console side of the update is getting its own cleanup pass too, especially for Xbox players. The patch fixes the issue where pause menu and minimap buttons were incorrectly displayed as crane controls on Xbox, addresses the unexpected title launch when resuming from connected standby during single-player gameplay, and fixes account and permission problems as well as the wrong offline mode warning when creating co-op sessions. That matters because SnowRunner can already be demanding enough without control prompts being wrong or a session warning getting in the way of a co-op run with friends. The update also includes broader changes like an ESRB rating update, multiple graphical and visual fixes across different levels, cross-portal fixes, performance improvements, crash fixes, and localization fixes. In other words, this is not just a truck pack job. It is a full maintenance update wrapped around the DLC release, and that usually means the game should feel a bit more stable and polished overall once everything is applied. And when you look at the Mercedes-Benz duo themselves, the official notes give a pretty clear sense of how each one fits into the game. The Actros is described as less powerful than the Zetros and weaker off-road, but faster and highly mobile, with frame add-ons similar to the Zetros while also lacking access to the high saddle. The official DLC description says it is best suited for light and medium loads, rough terrain, and moderate off-road conditions, and that its low fuel use and mobility make it a support truck, heavy scout, or light cargo transporter. The Zetros, on the other hand, is described as packing a powerful engine, moderate fuel use, a large fuel tank, and excellent off-road ability with support for light and medium loads such as tanks, seismic vibrators, sideboards, and short logs. It can be trailer compatible and can take both high and low saddle setups with cranes, though it is not a tractor unit, so it cannot do absolutely everything, but it can still handle a broad range of hauling tasks very well.